What's going on, everybody? Brandon here, back at it with another action figure review from, you guessed it, Spin Master. The brand new Battle Mode Blue Beetle and the brand new 9.5-inch scale Superman and Batman figures. Let's dive on in. First up, taking a look at the all-new 9.5-inch scale from Spin Master. Here is Superman. I have so many questions, and I was so surprised to see this. Look at this plastic cape attached to the legs. Very interesting choice. I don't know. I'm very curious to see what we're in for. I don't have anything in this scale or size. There's 3 in total. They did not have Joker, unfortunately. And I found this one at Family Dollar. Family Dollar, of all places. Very interesting. What this means for us, a new scale, new toys to find, and hopefully more opportunity and options. Batman does not have the gold trim around his emblem. That is very interesting. Probably cost savings for sure. And again, just 3 figures to collect to start out with. So I'm very curious to see what we're going to learn about these figures that maybe we can expect from some upcoming things. These guys definitely look like they're 6-inch counterparts that we've seen at discount stores. So very curious to see how these guys stack up with them and what this means for us overall. Next, taking a look at Battle Mode Blue Beetle in the 12-inch scale. He comes with tons of accessories, so that is exciting to see for sure. And the Scarab is activated up here at the top, so that is fantastic. And ultimately, I'm very, very excited to get this one out of the packaging. Something really interesting that I did not expect is the sounds, phrases, the lights. Okay. Very interesting sound. There's going to be a lot that we'll be able to learn about this figure that'll likely be in the film. So very interesting for sure. This one I did get off Amazon. I think it was like $22. And yeah, I have not seen it anywhere in stores. I've looked heavily, and for some reason couldn't find this one, couldn't find Carrot Packs. But here he is. We're going to get these toys out of the packaging and take a closer look. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, we got our action figures out of the packaging. They look awesome. All right, so first up, starting with our 9.5-inch scale figures. These guys look fantastic. I got to say, the sculpt work is very nice. They're very lightweight figures. The capes are a little odd for me, but I think there's some really good reasoning behind that. The scale is different, but it is nice. And these guys were $10. So that is the same price point as a regular 12-inch Spin Master figure. My guess is that these are going to appeal to a broader audience and really reach some worldwide stores. And so instead of having the only option for some people of having a standard 5 or 6-inch figure, and this is it, you can now, for just a couple dollars more, have that same representation on your shelf, and you've got a bigger character available, and I think it looks great. Seeing these little sculpts realized, bigger, and of course they are completely different sculpts from the 12-inch ones that we've been getting, and I'll do that comparison in a bit, but it just really lets me appreciate this so much more in the bigger scale, so that is really, really nice to see. Overall, I gotta say though, like the legs, maybe the reason why there's no cape attached for these guys is because the plastic is durable enough that at this scale, you're not going to snap a leg off trying to move it. Of course, they're trying to keep the cost down as much as possible so that this does reach the international market with the 3-point articulation on the basic 5-inch figures. But I got to imagine that with a scale this big, if a little kid was to try and move Superman or Batman's leg, it would snap. It would snap with plastic like this. It's just very hollow. And so maybe that's what the cape is meant for, to keep it together. So that way this figure is more durable, lasts longer, and won't break or crack, especially for the legs. So that's my take on these. Ultimately, if you're a Superman or a Batman fan, this is a must-have for you. It's a new scale, it's Spin Master, and you gotta get it. If you're just a casual collector, these may be ones that you skip. I don't know how difficult or hard they are to find. There was only one of each at my Family Dollar. But yeah, overall, very interesting and very nice representation. Next for the articulation, and this did surprise me a little bit, so I'll start with Superman. You can see his head sculpt looks fantastic. A very nice Rebirth comic book Superman, and he does look really good overall. The presentation and the sculpt work is fantastic, so I really do like that a lot. For Superman's articulation, he does have movement in his head on a ball joint side to side. He can't really look up or down very much, just slightly. So that's about it for the head, the neck. The arms do have a very nice full 360, not hindered by the cape at all. And then what was very surprising was wrist articulation, full rotation in the wrist. Very interesting. Nothing in the waist, nothing in the legs, nothing in the ankles. So that's about it. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still 5 points of articulation. Just a little bit different with no leg articulation. And for Batman, it's similar. He does have movement in his head, side to side. He can't really look up or down too much. It's on a ball joint, but the overall presentation of the character does look really nice. And like I said, being able to have that bigger sculpt up close and being able to appreciate it looks really, really good, especially the boots. The boots look awesome. And the same thing with the gauntlets. The gauntlets look great. And so for the next points of articulation, we've got it in the shoulders, of course. It's not hindered by the cape at all, and you can do a full 360 with the arm. And then for the wrist, I was looking at it, and I thought, nah, there's no way that they're going to do it with these, scales here and just the way that the wrist is. I thought for sure, no way, no wrist articulation. So I went to check and test, and to my surprise, wow. They actually gave us a cut at the gauntlet, which is really cool. So they're definitely committed to 5 points of articulation and to the durability of these figures. And I got to say, overall, my hat's off to Spin Master. I'm sure Joker's a great figure, and I hope to find him out there. But for $10 as a collector, and hopefully for cheaper overseas, these are a great one. Definitely great for kids. I think they're fantastic, and I'm super happy to have these in the collection. Next up, Blue Beetle in the 12-inch scale battle mode. I think this guy looks fantastic. Very excited to see this one realized, to see him with his armor, to see the Scarab activated. Overall, this is a really cool looking piece. If you like the standard $10 12-inch version, you're really going to like this one a lot. He's got that cannon on the side, and it looks fantastic. All of the detail work is there. It looks like veins, like it's definitely of alien origin, and it just looks really good all the way around. And if we take a look at that Scarab on the back, fortunately, the only thing I wish was that these pieces would be articulated and made of a harder plastic. Oh, I just hit the button on accident. That is cool, though. Yeah, I just wish that these were a harder plastic and not so soft. It looks like mine are just a little bit warped. But aside from that, and not having, articulation here, it is cool. It is very cool to see that feature. This is very much like the 4-inch figure that had the cannon arm and came with the accessories, and he had the Scarab activated on his back. So overall, a really cool looking figure, and I gotta say, I really like the way this one looks. An awesome piece. For Blue Beetle's articulation, moving in the head, side to side, pretty good. Can't look up or down really much.
Hello, this is Jaime Reyes. You may know me as Blue Beetle.
I may, yeah, for sure. He's got a 360 in the arm. Of course, the cannon arm is hindered by the Scarab, and the standard arm, standard arm I don't think could do it either. Oh, maybe? That's tight. You can do it. It's just very difficult with the Scarab pieces. And of course, the arms don't really go out at all because of the shoulder pads. So that is something that I didn't like, and I wish we had a workaround for it. We don't. There is a bend and a twist for both elbows, so that is nice. The legs come out pretty good, about that far. So overall, not too bad. They go forward pretty good. They don't really go back, and there's a ratchet bend at the knee. And that's about it for our Blue Beetle figures articulation. Overall, really sweet, and I really like this one a lot. Next, for the accessories, here is the sword the Blue Beetle comes with. All one color, just a nice dark blue plastic. Then we get the ring, which also looks pretty cool. And we only get one of these, not two, so he couldn't dual wield if we wanted him to. He's got a cannon hand, so he couldn't hold it in both hands anyway. And then we get this, which is a claw or cannon piece that attaches to Blue Beetle's arm. Testing out some of these accessories, we'll put the sword and the cannon hand It doesn't really look good. It also doesn't really lock in place, but he can hold that sword nicely. And I mean, that's what we saw in the trailer anyways. We saw him hold the sword, so that works. It looks good, and it doesn't fall out of his hand easy, so that's great. So I'll probably end up keeping that with him there. Then we have this cannon accessory piece, and it doesn't fit in place like this. You got to make sure you line it up, flip it, and then it'll lock in, so that is good. I did have some trial and error with that one, just trying to see what works and what doesn't. So, but that does look good. I'm definitely going to keep him displayed with that. And then we do have this ring, which also just attaches to his hand, but not very tightly. So, kind of depends what you're going to do with that one. I'll probably end up giving this ring to my standard 12-inch Blue Beetle, and then I'll have this one displayed with the cannon and the sword. Ultimately, though, these accessories do look good and they do work. Alright, so spoiler warning now, we're going to go through all of the sounds and phrases that Blue Beetle has. He does have 2 modes back here. When it's all the way on the left, that's on 1, that's try me. When it's in the middle, that's full mode, full effect, that's 2. And then 0 is off, of course. So starting in 1, let's test these out.
Okay, let's do this, Kashi. Give me rockets or something.
Kashi. Maybe Kashi is what he ends up naming the scarab. And then we'll take a look at maybe with some dim lighting. Is that a little bit better? Let's see.
Let's give it everything we've got.
That's actually really cool. Wow. So with the right lighting, this could really kind of light up his entire chest. Let's see. I'll turn off one more light, see if that helps. Wow. That is cool. That is cool.
Hello, this is Jaime Reyes. You may know me as Blue Beetle.
Wow.
Okay, let's do this, Kashi. Give me rockets or something.
So it looks like that's it for the basic level 1. And then we'll take it to level 2, and we'll see what else we'll learn. So now I'll tell you, super spoilers, be warned. Every sound and phrase that could possibly happen or be said will now be said. So let's find out. All right, Blue Beetle.
Okay, let's do this, Kashi. Give me rockets or something. Now, Blaze! Let's give it everything we've got! So I can make whatever weapons I want, huh? Hello, this is Jaime Reyes. You may know me as Blue Beetle. Reporting? Are you kidding me? Hey, Kaji, take it to 11. Okay, let's do this, Kaji. Give me rockets or something. So I can make whatever weapons I want, huh?
So I think that's about the tail end of the sounds and phrases for Blue Beetle. Ultimately, very nice and very interesting. Looks like the character is going to bring a lot of heart to this film. Looks like he's happy, adventurous, excited, worried, and yeah, looks really good. Definitely sounds like Jaime. So first up for Superman, here he is, the 9-inch scale with every Spin Master Superman size that we've been given so far. The 4-inch, the 6-inch, 9.5-inch, 12-inch, and 12.5 inches. So very interesting to see this one in the lineup. Like I said, if you're a Superman fan or a Batman fan, you definitely got to add these figures to your collection. They are new, they definitely feel different, and this guy looks great with his previous counterparts. Next for Batman, here they are all together, every scale that's been offered by Spin Master. So far, we have the 1.5 or 2-inch scale blind barrel, we have the 4-inch scale standard figure, then we have the 6-inch scale, our brand new 9.5 inch, and the standard basic 12-inch figure. These guys all look fantastic together. Very cool to see our new Batman here with his previous counterparts. They fit in great. And for another comparison, here's the 9.5-inch scale Batman and Superman with the new Darkseid from the 3-pack, along with the old Mattel Superman and Batman figures. All in all, these guys look fantastic together. And for another size comparison with the new 9.5-inch scale Batman and Superman, here they are with some other figures. We can see how Batman scales with the McFarlane Batman from Dark Knight Returns. In the middle there, I have a Mego Shazam, so I was definitely wrong. These guys are way bigger than the Mego figures. And then that Green Goblin is from a line called Spider-Man Origins. Sometime in the mid-2000s, that line came out. So Green Goblin definitely scales a little bit better. Ultimately, though, I'm not quite sure. I mean, there'll be cool representation on my Spin Master shelf for sure, but I just can't think of other characters or figures that match this line well. If you know about a good scale or a good size comparison, let me know in the comments below and would love to hear from you. For our new Battle Mode Blue Beetle, here he is with some of his previous counterparts. We have the standard Blue Beetle, standard Carapax. We also have the old ones from Mattel, from Justice League Action. There's Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. All in all, these guys look great. And I gotta say, out of all the movie figures Spin Master has done so far in the 12-inch scale, Blue Beetle and Carapax have definitely been the most impressive sculpts I've seen. These guys look great. Next, here's our Battle Mode Blue Beetle on a 12-inch scale with his previous counterparts from McFarlane, and they all fit in together very nicely. These guys look great. Some important things to note when it comes to Blue Beetle and his accessories. Here's a comparison shot. The Spin Master 12-inch ring, the McFarlane ring, the Spin Master 4-inch ring, the Spin Master 12-inch sword, the McFarlane sword, and then the Spin Master 4-inch sword. Very interesting to see these together. As far as differences go with the Scarab and with the Cannon, here's how that looks. It's mostly translated about the same on all of these figures. Of course, the Cannon on McFarlane's has far more detail than Spin Master's. Looks like it's the same sculpt in the 12 and 4-inch scale. And for the Scarab, not much more extra detailing on McFarlane's. It's kind of more or less the same effect for that Scarab with the spikes coming out. All in all, it does look really good. The presentation for these guys together on the shelf does look fantastic, and overall, they look really good. And for another comparison with our new Blue Beetle, here he is with some other 12-inch Spin Master figures. These ones are deluxe figures with sounds, lights, and phrases as well.
You may know me as Blue Beetle. Justice and the Black Adam need to go fast.
Alright, you guys, that about does it for this action figure review. Thank you so much for watching. Battle Mode Blue Beetle, you can get yours on Amazon for about $22. And the 9.5-inch Batman and Superman, you can get those at Family Dollar for about $10 each. Some really cool toys, you guys. Spin Master has been releasing a lot of new stuff. It's definitely a very busy time for them now. So definitely keep that in consideration when looking at all these new toys and everything that they're offering, and that they're definitely keeping up with the demand. It's nice to see that, especially with all the new sculpt work. I think these guys look fantastic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're going to pick up or pass on these, what you're finding in your local areas and online. I would love to hear from you. You guys, likes, comments, shares, subscriptions. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, each and every one of you, for continuing to support the channel. You guys are awesome. As I find more new, cool, and awesome stuff, I'll be sure to bring it to you here. Once again, I'm Brandon. Thanks for watching.